What's going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon so far. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm bringing you the BKN Game Recap for the Brooklyn Nets, as this afternoon they took on the Denver Nuggets at BarclaysCenter, looking to see if they could stop their recent two-game losing streak and try to get back on their winning ways. Unfortunately, this was probably, in their last few games, the most inefficient game they played. They got absolutely destroyed by the big three at points in this game of Denver, whether it was Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, or Michael Porter Jr. All three of those guys had themselves a hell of a game for the Denver Nuggets today. All three of them had 20-plus points. Jokic had 22, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists. Dude's an MVP. Jamal Murray absolutely killed the Nets in the first half. 9 of 19, he had 29 points from the three-point line. He was perfect 4 for 4 from the three-point line. 8 assists as well. And then Michael Porter Jr., 28 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. And the Nets, the score, you might look at the score and think that this game was close. It was not. The Nets at some points in this game were down by 22 points. Final score was 108-102, but honestly, it was not even that close. And a lot of the reasons why the Nets lost this game this afternoon was because they could not hit a three-point shot to save their lives. The three-point shooting this afternoon was abysmal. They shot 12 of 35 from the three-point line. Nobody had the shooting stroke today. Nobody. And a lot of times while I was listening to the game and watching highlights, Chris Carino and Tim Capstraw on the Brooklyn Nets radio network on WFAN, they said the same thing that you need. The Nets are not beating anybody right now if they can't hit three-point shots, especially good teams. Especially a team like the Denver Nuggets. You're not beating them unless you could hit your three-point shots consistently, and they did not. Dorian Finney-Smith, 0 for 2. Cam Johnson, who had a bad game today, 1 of 6. Mikal Bridges, who wasn't as efficient as normal, 3 of 8. Claxton, you're not going to take a three-point shot. Dinwiddie, 1 for 3. O'Neal, 1 for 3. Harris, 1 for 4. Yuta Watanabe and Day'Ron Sharpe didn't take a 3. Seth Curry was the best one of the bunch, 3 for 4. Cam Thomas, 1 for 4. Take away what Seth Curry did, and this Nets team shot 34% from the field, from the three-point line, and 46% from the field. While Denver, they shot a cold 52% from the field and from the three-point line. That's one of your differences in this game. Also with the fact that the Nets had absolutely zero answer for the big three of Denver. Porter Jr., Murray, and Jokic at different points in this game destroyed the Nets. And this is the difference between having an elite team and having a good team. Because I would argue that the 3 best players on this court all were Denver Nuggets. Maybe you could argue Mikal Bridges over a Michael Porter Jr., but I would probably lean more towards Porter Jr. right now. Porter Jr. and Murray, since they've been healthy, have really elevated that team over in Denver. And defensively, it wasn't that much better. When the Nets had their starters in, they were getting picked apart. And if it wasn't for guys like Day'Ron Sharpe, Cam Thomas, Seth Curry, and the backups to come in to make this game respectable at one point, where they cut the lead all the way down to 7 with about 2+ minutes to go, the Nets would have gotten their doors blown off in this game. This was a bad game overall, and this was the most important 4-game stretch of this Nets team, and I made the video about it earlier. They couldn't afford to suffer this type of loss, and they suffered this type of loss. And guess what you have staring in your face? A Tuesday and Thursday matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers at BarclaysCenter. And Miami, the Miami Heat are only a game and a half behind the Nets now for 7th place. 2.5 in the loss column. And guess who Miami's playing tonight? Detroit. The worst team in the NBA. No, I'm not gonna get on the Nets that much because of the fact they're playing against just an elite team right now. I mean, no matter what you think of Denver, Denver's a great basketball team. You can hate on them all you want. You think they're overrated. When this team is clicking like they are right now, there's a reason why Denver is the number 1 team in the Western Conference. And the Nets have absolutely no answer for them today. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that this team couldn't buy a 3-point shot for most of this game, if not all of it. They only got out-rebounded, surprisingly, by 7. That's surprising. Nets actually had 5 less assists, 31 to 26. They actually had 5 more steals and 1 more block. They turned the ball over 5 less times than Denver, and they committed 1 less foul than Denver. But like I said, the rebounding, but especially the shooting from the 3-point line and the field, but especially the 3-point line. 52% but 34%. That is the biggest reason why Denver won this game. And with the fact the Nets had absolutely zero answer for the big 3 of Denver. Jokic, Murray, and Porter Jr. did whatever they want in this game. Then you had contributions from Caldwell-Pope, from Gordon, from Brown, from Jackson, but it was really their big 3 that carried them to this victory. And now the Nets are 39 and 32, 7 games above 500, 2.5 games behind the Knicks, game and a half above the Heat, and the Heat are playing the Detroit tonight. They could cut their lead down to 1. Then what are you going to do? This was a difficult loss today for the Brooklyn Nets. Very difficult. But you're playing against an elite team. You have wide open 3-point shots. You got to hit them. You have defensive sets there. You got to make them. You have lanes open. You got to hit them. Like I said before, Mikal Bridges had 23 points today, but he wasn't as efficient as normal. He was 8 of 18 from the court. 3 of 8 from the 3-point line. Cam Johnson, not a good night at all shooting. 1 for 6 from the 3-point line when he had some wide open looks. Couldn't make them. He did have 6 rebounds and 2 assists and 4 steals. I'll give him that, and a block. So in other areas of the game, he played better, but shooting-wise, he was not good. Dorian Finney-Smith, another no-show performance. 2 points in 27 minutes. Dinwiddie, 11 assists, 8 points. Need more from Dinwiddie scoring. He did have 11 assists, was facilitating the ball. Didn't have as many turnovers. Claxton, another efficient game. 19 points, 8 rebounds, a steal and a block. An assist. 9 of 12 from the field. And the bench, actually some decent contributions off the bench. Seth Curry hit a few big threes to help get the Nets back in this game this afternoon. 9 points, 3 of 4 from the 3-point line, 3 of 7 overall, 2 rebounds. Day'Ron Sharpe came in, gave him some solid 7 minutes. 5 points, 5 rebounds, 1 block shot, 3 of 4 from the field. Or 3 of 4 from the foul line. Joe Harris made a couple of 3-point shots, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. 2 of 5 from the court, 1 of 4 from the 3-point line. And Royce O'Neal, 7 points, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 of 4 from the court, 1 of 3 from the 3-point line in 27 minutes. But the Nets' 3-point shooting let them down today. It let them down. And so, what the Nets have to do now is find a way to regroup, get it back together, and hope they'll be ready to go against Cleveland. Because that Cleveland game now becomes that much more important. Becomes that much more important now, playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So the Nets have got to rebound. They're on a 3-game losing streak right now. And they have back-to-back games against Cleveland and then one against Miami. They could beat Cleveland and they could beat Miami. They've got to get themselves together and find a way to pull off these victories. You have to split with Cleveland. You cannot lose both. You already dropped your first of 4 games. You can't lose both games to Cleveland, or this could be a beginning of a downward spiral for the Nets. No, they were not hitting any three-point shots. Three-point shooting was terrible today. Shooting in general was not good. Defense was not good. Spacing in the floor was not good. Jokic was doing whatever he wanted in this game. And the Nets fall to 39 and 32. 7 games above 500. And now they have a date with the Cleveland Cavaliers on Tuesday, and then another game followed by that on Thursday. Let's hope the Nets can bounce back after this tough loss. That's your BKN Game Recap for the Brooklyn Nets. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Give a sub to NYGJeffyT85 for more news, updates, and chatter surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. And you guys let me know in the comment section what you thought about today's Brooklyn Nets loss to the Denver Nuggets by the final score of 108 to 102. And what's the outlook for the Brooklyn Nets going forward? Stay the Nets going into their back-to-back games against the Cleveland Cavaliers on Tuesday and Thursday next week. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take it easy and let's go Brooklyn Nets. It's the Nets world, and we're all just living in it.